And today we're going to do an acoustic tutorial for the way I play Key to the Highway here on this channel. So I play it similar to the Eric Clapton version. I actually learned it off his live video when I was younger in high school, and I kind of just figured it out from watching it. But I didn't. It's not exactly to the way he plays it, so I'll show you the way I play it. It will be the same way as I play it on the channel, and I'll show you with a pick. You can also play it. I also play it with just my fingers. So if you're interested in knowing that way, I can make a separate video on that. Let me know. But it's the same thing. You just be using your fingers instead of the pick. And I have the capo here on the 2nd fret, and the guitar is tuned down a half a step. So if you're in regular tuning, then you just bring your capo down 1 fret to the 1st fret, and that will be the same thing as this. So this is definitely, I would say, an intermediate song, so it might not be the best one to start with, like as a beginner, but it's not super hard. It's just, like, I definitely wouldn't, it's not advanced or anything, but it's definitely intermediate, because there's a lot of different things, there's a lot of finger style guitar, so it's a lot of like putting in the melody, and there's a break for a solo and things like that, so it gets a little complicated, you know, on acoustic especially. So the way we start is with the shape of a D chord. So you're just going to put your first finger on the, and if you're down a half a step, you just move if you're in regular tuning and have the capo on the 1st fret, you just bring everything down 1 fret from where I'm telling you, okay? So first finger on the 2nd fret from the capo of the 3rd string. And make sure you touch the 4th string with your finger so that it doesn't play, because we're going to be playing the 5th string too. So I touch the 6th string with my thumb, so that doesn't play either. So the 4th and 6th string are muted with your index finger and your thumb, and the 5th string is open, so that can ring. Your 3rd finger is on the 3rd fret from the capo of the 2nd string, and your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. And then we start there, strum down with your pick, and slide up, so that your 3rd finger is now on the 12th fret, keeping the same position. So your other 2 fingers are on the 11th fret, same string. So, right? Like that. And when I come up here and strike it again, I strum 10 times, so like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or you can skip in between. So you could do it this way. Or you can kind of skip some of the strikes in between like this. Right? So da 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 da. You just skip some of the strokes instead, or you can just do all 10 is the easiest way. So, and I let the A on the 5th string sound, right? So like this so far. And then you pick the open 5th string and the open 6th string, like that. So. And then you switch your fingers, bar the 11th fret from the 4th string down to the 1st with your 1st finger. Bring your 2nd finger on the 12th fret of the 1st string. So then I strike that twice, so down, up on that. Then I stop the strings, put the pinky on, and then down, up again with your pinky off. And then 2 upstrokes with your pinky off again. So it emphasizes those bottom notes. So like this. Okay? So whole thing so far like this. Real slow. And then you can just come down back to the capo, or you can slide down. I usually strike it and slide. I go like that. Just slide down from where you are. Just because it sounds cool. And then come to a D7. So you're going to bring your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, your 1st finger on the 1st fret from the capo of the 2nd string, your second finger on the second fret of the third string, and your fourth string stays open. And you go. So you strike the whole chord twice. Take your first finger off of the first fret of the second string, and then put it back on. So, and you can do an up and down stroke or just all down strokes. And then I go down, up again, so like that. Real slow. And then bring your thumb onto the first fret of the sixth string, and you're going to play that, then slide your thumb up to the second fret of the sixth string. That might be a little difficult, but if your thumb doesn't reach over well, so, and you play both of those, so like that. So, like that. Stop the chord, so like that. So everything's pretty choppy for a lot of this to make it really sound like all broken up, right? So everything through to that part so far, slowly, goes. And then you just do the same thing with the D7 again, so. But you can just keep strumming up and down for it. So 1, 2, take it off, so. Put it right back on. Just for one stroke, you take it off. So like this. And then you come to an A chord, and it's just the power chord. So just put your first finger on the fourth and third strings on the second fret, bar them, and then go. So blues shuffle. So you're just gonna strike twice. The fifth, fourth, and third string. Fifth string is open. So put your third finger on the fourth fret of the fourth string, keeping the fifth string open still. And then take it off. Do the same thing again twice. So, and stopping the strings in between. So. And then you slide your third finger from the second fret on the fifth string to the fourth fret on the fifth string. So, first finger on the second fret of the fourth string, and then pick the fourth fret on the fifth string again with the third finger. So, like that. You can keep it on there, and you can let them both ring if you want to. I do that a lot, let them both ring at the same time, or make them choppy. So I go like. And then it comes down to an E. So an E power chord again. You can just do the fifth fret or the fifth and the fourth, the fifth string. You can just do the fifth string or the fifth string and the fourth string, barring the second fret with your first finger, keeping the sixth string open. And you just do a hard stop there and stop the string. So, like that. So. Or you can just hit the string open, like that. You can just do the E string, whatever you like. Then you go. All right, so I'll show you that part in a second. Let's go through the whole thing first, where we are to right now slowly. So it goes. When you come down for this little run, coming down, you can either pick the bottom string or you can pick both the second and first string. It sounds nice either way, so you can go like that, or you can go like it's single notes, so whatever you like. We're going to start by picking up on the first string open, then bring your second finger on the third fret of the second string and your first finger on the second fret of the second string. We're going to pull off the second finger to the first finger. So third fret to second fret. And then pull off the first finger to open. and pick that one. So you pull off the second finger, then you take off the first finger and pick that second string open. So put your first finger on the second fret of the third string, and then pick the third string open, hammer on your first finger, and let both ring. So you want to hear the hammer on. So open them first. So like this. Like that. And then bring your second finger on the second fret of the fourth string and let these ring when you do them. So you're going to pick up on the fourth string, down on the open fifth string, and up again on the fourth string. So like that. So and then you bring your second finger on the second fret of the fourth string and slide up to the fifth fret. So, and you're going to do a little blues thing there. So you're going to pick the fourth string with your pick and pick the bottom string. You put your third finger on the fifth fret. It's the fifth fret from the capo, remember. So it's the seventh fret actually on your guitar. We're always counting from the capo, as if it's the nut, right, the top of the guitar. And you're going to use your second finger, or whichever finger you like, to pick the bottom string. And we're going to alternate. So you slide up to the fifth fret, right? So pick the fourth string, first string, fourth string. Both fingers are on the fifth fret, the fourth and first string. Then you bring your first finger to the fourth fret, one fret down, but still on the fourth string. Keep your third finger where it is. Bring it down again to the third fret, keeping your third finger where it is. And then bring your first finger, you could take off your third finger now, bring your first finger to the second fret and pick the bottom string open, pick them together. So picking with your pick on the fourth string and your second finger on the first string, like that, so like this. Like that. And then you come to an E chord, but you mute the top string, the sixth string. So the E chord is the third finger on the second fret of the fifth string, second finger on second fret of the fourth string, and first finger on first fret of the third string. But take your first finger off for right now. So you pick down on the fifth and fourth string. You can get the third string if you like. And then when you pick up from the third string up and hammer your first finger back on the first fret of the third string. So like this. And then pick up again on the bottom string. So like that. So. And then put your pinky, keeping the E chord, put your pinky on the third fret of the second string, down, up, down, up, down. You hold the down on the first stroke, up, down, so. Slowly. And faster. Like that, okay? So whole intro now. Yeah, I know that's a lot, right? it's a good one. It's a lot to learn though. So it goes. That's the whole beginning. And then it goes into the verse. So you start with the A shuffle again. So just like that. This is an easy verse part. So what I try to do is I just play the second fret with my first finger on the fourth string. The fifth string stays open. I mute the sixth string with my thumb. as usual, right? When we're not playing that one. And then I mute the rest of the strings with the meat of my first finger. So I let it touch gently the rest of the strings so I can just strum. If you want, you can come down and make sure you hit the strings, but I like to just strum the whole thing. So I go, and I go down, up, but I'm putting my finger on the downstroke. So down, up, down, put your finger on, up, down, put your finger on, up. And you're putting your third finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string. So, and you're again leaving the 5th string open so it rings, so twice. I got a key to the highway. Same thing on the 6th string. You just use your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string and let the 6th string play. The rest of the strings stay muted. You don't play those. And then just bringing your 3rd finger on the 4th fret again. Same exact thing you did on the bottom, on the 5th and 4th string. So, very slowly. Then I mute and come to an F sharp minor chord. So you bar the 2nd fret with your first finger. You play all of the strings ring on the 2nd fret, but you bring your 3rd finger on the 4th fret and your pinky on the 4th fret of the 5th and 4th string. So 3rd finger on 5th string, pinky on 4th string. So, right, so. So I mute, and then I do 2 upstrokes, stopping in between, so like that. Up, down, up. Up, stop, up, down, up. So like that, so like this. I got a key to the highway, good on and bound to go. You come to the D7 again, and it's down, up, mute, up, down, up, like that. Down, up, mute, up, down, up. So the D7 is, we went over it before, but just so you know what it is, it's the 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of 1st string, 1st finger on 1st fret of 2nd string, 2nd finger on 2nd fret of 3rd string, and open 4th string. So like this. I got a key to the highway, been on a bound to go, gonna leave here running, same thing, won't be home too soon. And instead of going after the E, that time you go A shuffle, E shuffle. Instead of going back to the F sharp minor, the bar chord, you just play a strong A, so. And then you do that beginning part that we did already, right? Right? So it's the same exact thing as we did in the intro. To end the intro, we slide up to the 5th fret, right? And then you go into the 2nd verse. I'm going back to the border. Same thing, so, and it goes through that. Then when you're done that, you end on this, right? And then it goes into a solo part. So I play 2 different solos. I break twice for a solo, and I'll show you the ones I play. All right, you can mess around with it. Anything in the A minor pentatonic is what I'm using, so it should work. So you go. And then you start with the beginning, so you slide up. So you do the whole intro, beginning, until you get to the D7, and then you just strike on the D7, so. And then you slide up. So I slide my 2nd finger from wherever I am, doesn't matter where, up to the 7th fret now. So this is the 7th fret from the capo again. So I slide up to 7th fret, put my first finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string, and then I bring my 2nd finger on the 7th fret of the 2nd string and my 3rd finger on the 8th fret of the 1st string and bend them both. Like that. It's like a gradual bend, like a feeling bend. So I do it twice. And the 3rd time I pick that twice and bend on the 2nd time, so like this. And then the last time I put my finger on the 5th fret and I hammer on and pull off from the 7th fret, so. And put my 3rd finger or 2nd finger on the 7th fret of the 2nd string and my 1st finger back on the 5th fret of the 1st string. So like this. Just like that. Very slowly like this. And then I bring my 1st finger to the 5th fret of the 2nd string, bring my 2nd finger on the 6th fret on the 3rd string, pick that and hammer on my 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. But let both sound, so. And then take off your 3rd finger, pick the 6th fret again. And bring your 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string. And you can pick the 5th string with that to make it sound like a power chord. Okay, so let's do it again like this, real slow. So you go. You can pick the note or you can pick both. So I kind of go right back into the shuffle from there, like this. Okay, so it sounds like it's going back into the shuffle. And you pick that down twice, so. Slide down to the 4th fret, keeping the 5th string open still, playing both of them. 4th fret on the 4th string and 5th string open. And then bring your 1st finger back on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, 5th string open. So it's like you use this note up here to continue the shuffle. Like that, so. And same ending, right? And that's exactly how you do it, all right? So I'll play the whole thing for you now so you can hear. It goes like this. Okay, so not too bad, huh? We just have one more solo. You don't have to play both. You don't have to play any if you don't want to. You can just play the verse parts, right? But I play this 2nd solo as well. So the 2nd time I do the same thing I did the 1st time. I start with the beginning, right? I slide up. When you come to the D7, you smack hard. So I slide my 3rd finger up from wherever I am to the 7th fret on the 2nd string. And I bring my 1st finger, again, similar to the other time, on the 5th fret of the 1st string. And then I bring my 3rd finger on 7th fret of the 1st string and bend that. Like that, so. Okay? And then I hold up, and then I pick it and come down again. So you hear it come down, right? And I pull it off to the 5th fret again on the 1st string. So like this. Then bring 3rd finger on 7th fret of the 2nd string. And then 1st finger on 5th fret of the 1st string again. Then bring your 3rd finger back to the 7th fret of the 2nd string. Take it off, pick the 5th string as well. So the 5th fret as well. So 7th fret, 5th fret on the 2nd string. Like this. third finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, keeping your first finger on the 5th fret because we're going to pull off. And then you pick the 7th fret where it is, bend it up, come back down, pull off the 7th fret to the 5th fret on the 3rd string. So put your 3rd finger back on the 7th fret, pull it off again. Then bring your 3rd finger onto the 7th fret of the 4th string. And then when you bring your 3rd finger on the 7th fret on the 4th string to play it, bar the 3rd string as well, because we're going to play the note right underneath it. So like this. Okay? So after you pick the 7th fret on the 4th string, pick the 3rd string right underneath it on the same fret, and come right back to the 7th fret on the 4th string. Take your 3rd finger off, play the 5th fret on the 3rd string. And that's like a little feeling bend if you want. Like that. So like that. And then you do the same thing you did last time. You start here with the shuffle, right? 3rd finger on the 7th fret, you play the 5th fret, 5th string open as well, and you play both together, so it sounds like a shuffle, like. And the same thing you do all the time. Okay? And that's pretty much the whole song. Like there's the verses in between, you know, he goes back to the first verse again, I got a key to the highway, yeah. And then to end it, I play the intro again. So I'll show you how I end it. So it's exactly the same, except I play it more slowly when I get to the end. And when I play these notes, I pick the first one, then I start picking them together. So you pick the 1st string and the 4th string together. Right? And then slowly. And then I play an A chord, but with my pinky on the 3rd finger on the bottom, on the 3rd fret of the bottom string. So it's just the 1st finger barring the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string on the 2nd fret. 5th string stays open, and pinky is on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. A beautiful bluesy chord, right? And that's how I end it. There's only one other thing you could do, and that I do is sometimes I do this and it sounds nice, so. Okay? So instead of doing this part, the last time, instead of doing that part, you slide from wherever you are down here up to the 3rd finger on the 6th fret of the 3rd string, your 2nd finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and 1st string stays open. Come down with both fingers 1 fret, just slide down 1 fret, keep the 1st string open, and slide back up. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like this. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then same way you end it. You come up to the 5th string and the 6th string, play them open. Like that. So. Guys. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. This was a little more complicated one. Remember, it's intermediate, I think, level, definitely. So if you're having a hard time with it, learn some of the other tutorials first. Learn some of the other acoustic songs, and then come and try this one, you know? Or maybe play around with the pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic scale, get your fingers a little used to playing, or learn some solos, things like that. Remember some of the finger-style songs I have? There's definitely some gradual build-up. Like you can start with some songs like Hit the Road Jack that aren't too challenging, and then you move up, you know, gradually increase to songs that have a little bit in it. Like Brown Eyed Girl has a little bit of finger-picking stuff in it, you know, a little bit of finger work there. So choose a song, choose one to start with that works for you. If this one works for you, then great. And if you have any questions about it, it is slightly different from the Clapton version, so you might just want to check out the version that I do on here and go by that for how to play it. Or you can just use it as a guide and figure out the Clapton version for yourself if you want to. It's just slight differences, little differences. He plays it in a little different rhythm, and he does like a little intro thing, and he only does one solo, I think. And besides that, yeah, it's pretty close to his version. So if you have any questions, let me know. And if there's anything you want to see on the channel, anything like you like that's already on that you'd like to see more of, like the guitar theory lessons, I see that you guys are watching a lot of those. So if you like those, I'll keep putting more of those on. Or if there's any covers you'd like to see or any tutorials for any songs I have on here. All right? So until next time, take care, happy practicing, be patient with yourself, and I'll see you then.